have you not gotten married? Or married?
I never found any good men. All the men are just, just not my type. It's just, it's not my type.
In their mind that they say, if she crosses it, I'm out of here. As soon as that person crosses it, sometimes without explanation, that's what sometimes leads to ghosting. Without explanation, off they go. You can't find them anymore. Welcome again, the bloomers. If you're dating someone who has been non-committal and you have been in a long-term relationship and it just looks like this relationship is going nowhere, this video will be for you. So I have 8 particular points that I want to highlight that will help you understand why someone you're dating is not committing to you. You need to listen out for number 5 and number 8. I'm going to absolutely blow your mind. So if this sounds like the kind of video that you benefit from for yourself or someone else, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Let's dig in. So if you do not understand an individual, you will personalize everything that happens between you and them. It's just like when an individual, if you're given a bowl of smoothie, you go somewhere and everyone is served a bowl of smoothie. Every other person drinks it and they're fine, but this particular individual drinks it and after a while starts to have breakouts. Was something wrong with this smoothie? No. But there's something that is not quite right in your system, that is not sitting well with perhaps an ingredient that is within that smoothie. So what am I saying? I'm saying that all of us want love. We desire love, but we all don't seek, appreciate, and explore love in the same manner. The number one reason that could cause something to go off is sometimes in the developmental stage. Something happens in our emotional state that breaks our ability to securely bond or attach to another person intimately. It can happen either at the time of birth or it can happen at a very early developmental stage in our formative years. So the first thing I want to talk about is overparenting or smoothering, especially by a mother. If an individual had a mother who over protected them, didn't allow them, maybe they were sickly when they were growing up, and because of that, the mom tended to protect them from every other person because they didn't want them to either hurt themselves or whatever the situation might be, or maybe they're an only child and depending on the environment that they grew up in, so their mom was always monitoring them and the parents were always monitoring them and making sure that they did not step outside the house, so they can grow up hating a rudimental or systemic process of life. The normal things that when the thoughts of love is associated with control. Love is now associated with the loss of identity, weakness. It's like an unnecessary chain, just a chain, a burden hanging around their necks. They don't like the idea of love. The second thing can be a loss of a loved one, either through death or through a breakup, especially when someone is really young and first love, you know how it is, and there's this sudden unexpected breakup that shocks them to their core. Because we don't all process things in the same way, 2 people might have experienced a breakup but might not have the same reaction to that breakup. So we are all just wired differently. Maybe this particular person, their wiring is not very, very strong. And so that breakup at that early age, the very first one, significantly impacts them and they tell themselves, I am never going to love another person again. I don't like the way this feels, the pain of loss. I don't like how it feels. I am never going to love somebody else again. People they go around thinking in their minds, people cannot be faithful. When I love someone, I lose them. People can be faithful. People can be trusted. They will always leave. When that is playing in their mind, then they will not want to really commit themselves to the relationship because they're afraid that they might end up losing this person, which also makes them sabotage every relationship that they go into because they think, why do I even need to bother? Because it's not going to last. The third thing that might make someone be fearful of commitment is the fear of missing out on real love. Remember that song? I can't remember the name of the artist. If you know the artist, please drop it in the comment section. real love. I'm searching for real love. Someone to call my own. I can't remember the artist. So they imagine that, why do I need to stick with this one person? Because if I stay with this person or I end up marrying this person, I might meet my one true love. And I will be stuck with this individual. I will not be able to get out. So they postpone commitment, waiting for that perfect individual in the future that they are going to meet. Someone that will tick off all of the things that they have put in the checklist that they have written, and they desire, this is my ideal person. Why do I need to settle? And we have so messed up this settling thing. I don't like to use the word settle. I like to use the word compromise, because you're never going to truly find everything that you want in an individual. But this person cannot think that way. They have this checklist, the ideal person that they want, and they feel like this person is worth waiting for. I am going to stick with it. I'm going to wait for this person. And when they find this one line in their mind that they say, if she crosses it, I'm out of here. As soon as that person crosses it, sometimes without explanation, that's what sometimes leads to ghosting. Without explanation, off they go. You can't find them anymore. They're gone. Because they are searching for true love. You've messed up. One strike, you're out. The fourth thing, the fear of losing freedom. The fear of losing freedom. They see intimate relationships, or associate intimate relationships as a deep abyss, like a well, like this deep hole that when you fall into it, you're never going to be able to come out of. I don't like the way that thing feels. No. They feel like if they love someone, they're going to lose themselves and they would never be the same again. And they don't want, they're control freaks. They want to control everything about their lives, and they do not want somebody else to come in and mess up the dynamic that they are trying to create. Number 5, the fear of conflict. There are so many of us who are terrified of prospects of conflict. We don't like the way conflicts make us feel. They don't want problems. They don't want to get into a fight. And so if anything happens, rather than talk about it, because they have communication problems, they are not fully, they don't know how to fully express themselves. So they start to go down into this abyss of being passively aggressive rather than talking things through. They often are very protective. They don't have, especially people who are shy and introverted, they don't really like to engage. When issues of conflict come up, they start to like hyperventilate. Their heartbeat starts to raise, their heart starts to beat much faster. They can't breathe. They start to sweat. They don't like conflict. So rather than deal with the issue, they walk away from the issue, from the relationship. And the 6th thing is a fear of rejection. This makes an individual very comfortable. There are people who will not initiate the process of asking someone out on a date just because they're scared of being turned down. Sometimes they rather depend on other people to introduce them to someone than actually walk up to a lady and say, hey, what's up? Can I get your number? They are still hurting perhaps from the no's of the past that they are unwilling to try again. They've had 1 or 2 no's and they tell themselves, I am never, ever going to approach these women anymore. And they rather do online dating and perhaps, adult content to get a jack off. The 7th thing is the feelings of inadequacy. Inadequacy can be from a psychological or physical inadequacy. There are some people who mentally think that they are not good enough for whatever reason. Maybe they've been told when they were growing up, you're never good, nobody's ever going to love you, you're never going to amount to much. And those words have ingrained into their psyche such that they lack self-confidence. The ability to approach someone it's very, very limited. They're not comfortable with wanting to approach people. And sometimes it can be physical inadequacy. especially when it has to do with issues with men and women. There are especially guys who are not very tall, who are probably 5'5" and less than 5'5", are not very comfortable, and so they're aggressive towards women because the height issue does not make it comfortable for them to approach women. Or ladies who are overweight and they feel nobody's going to love me because I am a plus size. Said they had an overly critical parent who never told them, well done, you did well, or you did good. Rather, it kept beating them down and beating them down. They have difficulty going from relationships into marriage, as they might have a fear of not being, sometimes they might not have a fear that I'm never going to be a great parent, so why even try? Why even bother? They don't want to have kids because they think that they're not going to be a great parent because of what they experienced while they were children. The number 8 thing, the Peter Pan effect. Ooh, some people think that they are never going to age. They're going to be young forever. Forever young. I want to be forever young. Do you really want to be forever? Forever young, forever. You get where I'm going. It happens to men, it happens to women. They feel like, no,
40. I've just started to live my life. Why do I need? I just started living. 40.
And so they feel like, why rush? We have our lives ahead of us. You have your life ahead of you, 35. You have your life ahead of you, 45. You have a life ahead of you, 55. The erection is not working anymore. The body parts have fallen apart. Oh, I have my life ahead of me, 65. The people who are besieged by a mindset of non-progressive aging. They think that they are stuck in age and they will remain the same forever. I'm all for confidence. I love self-confidence, but come on. And they also do not take responsibility for where they are in life. It's always, why have you not gotten married? Oh,
all these women, you can't find any good women these days. All the women I dated, they're just, they want your money. They're not good.
Why you're not married?
I never found any good men. All the men are just, just not my type. It's just, it's just not my type.
And so they carry on. They are perfect. This especially happens for people who are daddy's girls or mama's boys. Mama has told them, oh, you're a good boy, you're a great boy. Every woman will be lucky to have you. Oh, daddy has told her every man or any man will be happy to have you. And so sometimes it's a good thing, but when it's overboard, it can create a crack in the emotional mind of this individual where they don't think that anybody is good enough or they are even old enough to be burdened by the responsibilities of having a serious relationship. So which one of these have you encountered while dating? Either as a man or as a woman, because there are women who don't want to be bothered with long-term relationships. Let me know in the comment section and let me know if this has been helpful to you. I'll see you on the next episode where we'll talk about the signs. We've talked about how, why, but you also need to identify the signs of someone who's going to waste your time. See you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.